What if the biggest reason your marketing isn't working has absolutely nothing to do with your product? Today, we're going to dive into a fundamental law that explains why a message that was once a huge success can almost overnight become completely invisible. It's really all about surviving in a world that's just saturated with noise, and trust me, understanding this is non-negotiable.
The greatest strategic failure is believing a great product requires only a simple message. We're all told that simplicity is key, right? Just find one clear benefit and hammer it home. But that advice, it completely ignores the most critical variable, your audience. An audience learns, they adapt, and you know what? They get skeptical. That simple message that worked on day 1 is doomed to fail on day 100 because the people you're talking to just aren't the same anymore.
And that leads us to the central question for today. What if the success of your entire offer depends on perfectly matching your message to the current psychological state of your audience's mind? This isn't about being clever for the sake of being clever, it's about being relevant. It's a huge, high-stakes challenge that calls into question the whole idea that a single, simple message can actually last forever.
All right, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we're going to tackle the great message paradox. Then, we'll unpack the solution, which is the 5 levels of awareness. We're going to pay really close attention to number 3, the pivot to mechanism. That's a huge strategic shift. After that, we'll look at the psychology behind it all, build a survival map you can actually use, and wrap up with the unbreakable law of evolution.
So let's kick things off with a crisis that pretty much every single marketer is going to face sooner or later. This is the crisis of message saturation, and it's the reason why a fantastic product, backed by what seems like a perfect, simple message, can just suddenly stop working.
Here's the heart of the problem. See, when a market is brand new, a simple promise feels revolutionary. But then what happens? Competitors rush in, they all start making similar promises, and the audience, well, they don't just hear more ads, they actually evolve. They start to build up these psychological defenses. Their minds get incredibly good at filtering out anything that sounds even vaguely familiar, creating this huge wall of skepticism that a simple message just can't get through anymore.
And this leads to something we call ad blindness. It's not that your customers are ignoring you on purpose, their brains are literally doing it for them, automatically, just to save energy. I mean, think about it. After you've heard increase your productivity 1,000 times from a dozen different apps, that phrase, it just loses all its power. It becomes background noise. And your message, no matter how true it is, becomes totally invisible.
So, how do we break through this wall? Well, the solution isn't to just shout louder, it's to speak smarter. And this brings us to the core framework we're talking about today, the 5 levels of awareness. Don't think of this as just another tactic. Think of it as a diagnostic map, a GPS for your market's collective mind. It's how we're going to navigate their skepticism and deliver a message that is simply impossible for them to ignore.
So you see, there's a clear progression here. A market is never static, it's always learning, always adapting, basically climbing this ladder of psychological sophistication. It's kind of like having a conversation. You don't just walk up to a stranger and start talking about complex details, right? No, you start with a simple hook. Well, the market starts at level 1, totally unaware of a problem, and can climb all the way to level 5, where they're basically experts on you and all your competitors. Your job is to know exactly which rung of the ladder your audience is standing on right now.
Okay, this table here, this is the rule book, and I mean rules, not suggestions. At level 1, your market is unaware. You don't even mention your product. You have to dramatize their hidden pain. At level 2, they're problem aware. They feel the pain, they're looking for relief. Now you can talk about the core benefit. But once they hit level 3, solution aware, they know solutions like yours exist. The simple promise isn't enough anymore. You have to introduce your unique mechanism. At level 4, they're product aware. They know you, but they're comparing you to everyone else. It's all about proof and differentiation. And finally, at level 5, the most aware market, they've heard it all. You have to give them a new identity or a totally fresh vision. See? Every single level demands a fundamentally different conversation.
Now, let's really focus in on the most critical transition in this entire framework. Seriously, mastering this pivot from level 2 to level 3 is the difference between thriving and becoming totally irrelevant. This is the exact point where most marketing messages fall flat on their face, and it's where the real pros separate themselves from the amateurs.
Let's really break this down. At level 2, life is simple. Your audience has a problem, you promise them a solution. A new way to lose weight. That sounds exciting the first time they hear it. But pretty soon, competitors flood the market with that exact same promise. And now the market is solution aware. They've heard the claim. So that simple promise now creates skepticism, not excitement. This is the pivot. Your message can't be about the what, the outcome anymore. It has to be about the how, your unique mechanism. Our patented metabolic process, now that's a mechanism. It answers the skeptical buyer's new, more sophisticated question, which is, okay, I've heard that promise before. How are you different? Why on earth should I believe you? The mechanism? That's the reason to believe.
And this brings us to the cardinal sin of this entire process, the mismatch. And this is a catastrophic error. Look, you could have the absolute best product in the world, but if you deliver a level 2 message to a level 3 market, they will not judge your product. They won't even get that far. They're going to judge your message, find it boring and uninspired, and their mental filter will instantly toss it in the trash. Your product never even got a chance.
Here are a couple of concrete examples of this. Imagine trying to sell some new project management software by just listing all its features. That's a level 4 message. To a small business owner who doesn't even realize that their chaotic email system is a problem yet. That's a level 1 market. That message is instantly irrelevant. Or flip it. Try selling a car in today's super sophisticated level 4 market with a simple benefit like get from point A to point B reliably. It's absurd, right? The result of any mismatch is always the same. You become invisible.
So, why is this framework so incredibly powerful? Well, it's because it's not based on some fleeting marketing trend. It's based on fundamental human psychology. We're going to pop the hood now and look at the cognitive gears that are driving this whole process, so we can really understand why our brains react so predictably to these messages.
Okay, the first big idea is the relevance heuristic. This is a mental shortcut that we all use all day, every day. Imagine you're at a really loud party. You tune out almost all the noise, right? But if someone across the room says your name or mentions a topic you're passionate about, you instantly lock onto it. Your brain is constantly asking one simple question of every ad it sees. Is this for me right now? A mismatched message fails this test instantly. A message about a unique mechanism is just noise to someone who doesn't even know they have a problem. The brain just tags it as not relevant and filters it right out.
Now, as the market matures into those later stages, levels 4 and 5, a different force takes over: cognitive overload. The audience has been bombarded with so many similar products that they're just mentally exhausted. Think about buying a new TV. You see dozens of options, they all claim to be the best, the specs all start to blur together, you just get tired and skeptical. To cut through that, you can't just repeat the same old claims. You have to give their tired brain something new to latch onto, a unique mechanism, undeniable proof, or a fresh perspective that reframes the whole category.
Okay, so we get the theory, we get the psychology. Now for the important part. How do you turn this diagnostic map into an actionable, proactive strategy for your own marketing? This is how we move from just understanding the problem to actually mastering it. Here's a simple 3-step action plan. Step 1, diagnose your market. And don't guess, go look at your competitors' winning ads. Are they all yelling the same simple benefit? Your market is probably entering level 3. Are they all comparing feature lists and showing off case studies? You're deep in level 4. Step 2, create a copy map. This is your strategic playbook. And step 3, use that map to evolve your message proactively, so you're always one step ahead of where the market is going. And this, right here, is the masterstroke, preemptive planning. For every single product you have, you should create 5 distinct marketing angles, one for each level of awareness. This copy map is basically your insurance policy. And we're talking more than just headlines. For each level, you need to define the core claim, the key proof point, and the main objection you'll have to overcome. So when your data shows that your current message is starting to fade, you don't panic. You don't guess. You already have the next evolution locked and loaded, ready to go. You get to pivot from a position of strength.
All right, we're bringing it all home now. And this isn't just a summary, it's the final core insight of this entire system. It's the recognition that in marketing, evolution is not a choice you get to make. It is a fundamental, unavoidable law of survival. Here's the most crucial point to remember. Your marketing message has an expiration date. Its effectiveness is perishable. The longevity of your offer is decided by its psychological elasticity, its ability to adapt its story. A message is not some monument carved in stone, it's more like a meal that has to be served fresh. And trying to feed a sophisticated market a stale old message is a recipe for complete failure.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. Market sophistication isn't just a set of rules. It's a strategic mindset. It's about being a storyteller who is so in tune with their audience that they know the exact moment the story needs to change. This system works because it forces you to build in the art of evolution, ensuring you are never, ever
talking to an audience that has already stopped listening.